Still in East Africa, with less than 20 days to the August polls, Kenya is grappling with an increase in fake election news. Now, a group of experts have revealed their research on the subject. The study by researchers from the communications consulting firms Portland Africa and Geopol reveals that 90% of Kenyans have seen or heard false news about this year's elections. Now, the survey was conducted earlier in May this year, and some 2,000 respondents countrywide of various ages, gender, religion and ethnicity participated. Now, John Murunga from Geopol says most Kenyans trust the media as their primary source of credible news, with about 76% saying that information gathered from television is accurate. He says that using a multi-channel approach could be a way of countering fake news in the country. However, he notes that misinformation deprives the electorate crucial information to make informed decisions. Joining us live via a phone from Kisumu in Kenya to talk about this, some more about this issue, is David Ohito. David is a media consultant and political analyst. Hi, David.
Hi, Vincent. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now, from what you gather, does fake news have the capacity to sway the electorate in any direction?
Yes, I think it does in a very big way, because as you see from the survey itself, nearly 9 out of 10 people have come into contact with them, and it's just cashing in on the mix that the media is not feeling, the mainstream media is not feeling. So it's taking advantage of that, twisting the news, and, using very powerful graphics and text, sometimes even videos, which are not a reality. So people tend to react before they get to know what really transpired and what the true news is.
Now, what efforts are there to mitigate this? And I know that the Kenya Media Council said they have trained some journalists, but how are they approaching this to make sure they can counter this fake news?
Fake news has just to be done a blow by continuous training of practicing journalists, that they must verify the information they receive and the stories they find, so that in the unlikely event that the consumers of news, the audiences, have come across fake news or news that would make them change their mind, they have the option of running to authentic sites and authentic media houses to verify whether such info is really true and the truth, but nothing but the truth. But it also calls for the media houses, not more of the media council with the regulator. The media houses must retool themselves, position themselves to be able to guide public and audiences with the truth and verified information as it happens, if not in real time.
And very quickly, we know that one of the biggest challenges is that most of this is being transmitted or received through social platforms, which are easily accessible on, of course, cell phones, which everybody has. And that becomes a tough call, right?
Yes. Indeed, it is a tough call. The penetration of the mobile phone technology in Kenya is, I think, one of the most astounding in the world now, with over 80% having access to these gadgets, not only for information, but even for financial transactions. There is a regulator, but whether the regulator has capacity to control and verify fake news is impossible, because what we have seen in the last few days, blanket statements to, we will, for example, arrest WhatsApp group admins and charge them in court. I don't think that is the direction to take.
And as for the big media houses, it was one of the strategies to try and always kind of come together and release one authentic story whenever there is some fake news that may be kind of spreading around fast.
It's a strategy, but it depends on how each media house implements the same, because media houses are in competition for audiences, in competition for advertising revenue, and whoever emerges with a better strategy in terms of confronting fake news will remain more authentic and reliable for the audience. So they will be at the top, and many people will speak to their content to verify any information they have doubts about.
Well, David, thank you very much, and I really apologize to our viewers. The line is not very clear. That is David Ohito, a media consultant and political analyst, speaking to us from the town of Kisumu.